I thought that I should really be a person and who can handle multiple things. I really love enjoying handling multiple things.
I'm not even talking of 100, 200 years back. Just 30 years back, this was a situation with most of the people there. Now, luckily, we can afford all the latest gadgets, all the best of the best equipment.
Like you were earning, but at the end of month, you were not able to save. You were left with no money.
So then I've started looking for what businesses can we do where there is not much expense, there's not much manpower.
Welcome to our podcast, where we delve into journeys of extraordinary women who are not just living life, but are crafting legacies. Today, we have the immense pleasure of hosting Dr. Mani Pavitra, a powerhouse entrepreneur and a beacon of inspiration. Dr. Mani Pavitra is not only a mother of two, but also a formidable force in the business world, whom I came across, having established 9 successful ventures, and she had empowered over 4 million women in her one of the venture. A seasoned trainer at the prestigious Warren Buffett School, she exemplifies what it means to lead with a vision and vigor. Join us as we explore Dr. Mani Pavitra's insights and her blueprint for success and her profound impact on the communities worldwide. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you so much for such a lovely introduction, Srinidhi.
Thank you. So I'm so excited. I'm so thrilled to have you here. I really feel blessed for actually having you in my life because as a child or as a girl, as a mother, as a woman, I thought that I should really be a person who can handle multiple things. I really love enjoying handling multiple things. I cannot handle one thing, but I want multiple things to be handled. I want to learn always. I want to grow. It could be in the intellectual aspect or spiritual aspect or emotional aspect or physical aspect. I really wanted to grow. And I've been searching for various mentors, in fact, but I could not resonate much. I used to learn certain specific things, but everyone used to tell me that focus on one thing. But when I met you and the first interaction when we had, it was really amazing. And I thought, okay, I'm in the right hands now, where a person actually is multifaceted and she can handle multiple things. And I think as a woman, we have that capability to handle various things, including family and the businesses and the job, whatever it is. And today I want to ask you a few questions, which actually helps many of the women and the girls and many other audience. So it is that in the current generation, in the current era now, having the AI, having lots of ways to earn the money so easily compared to the previous generation, and we have lots of time freedom. We have the resources to utilize in a better way so that we can build up our emotional well-being, physical well-being, and we can scale up our success. In fact, scale up our way of living into a purposeful and soulful way, right? So I would like you to share some of the insights that women can adopt, and can start on their entrepreneurial journey so that it scales up their success and they can elevate their life.
Yeah, so you have rightly said this, Srinidhi, because in the olden days, if you have to clean a house, it used to take so much time just to clean a house, at least 40 minutes, 1 hour. Now, with all the latest equipment that we have, it doesn't even take 5 to 10 minutes, right? Even to make a dosa or a idli, right? It was a big process. Like I still remember 2 to 3 hours, we all used to sit, put pindi, and all the kids used to support and do all of that. That used to kill like 3 to 4 hours in a day. And then you keep that, there is no fridge to store it, so you have to keep making fresh ones. Like everything has to be made fresh, but now that is not the case. Your cooking, if properly planned over a weekend, it will not even take 3 hours of your weekend, and then half an hour every single day is more than enough to get a nutritious diet ready for the entire house. All thanks to advancement in freezer technology, advancement in electronics. The basic needs are all taken care of. Even to wash clothes, it used to take so much time for a woman. Now you just have to switch it on, and you just have to collect the clothes and go dry it up. Which will not even take 5 to 10 minutes, right? So if you just look at the time that used to go into the manual labor of just maintaining a house was very, very high in the olden days. This was not even like 30 years back. This was the situation. This is not even like, I'm not even talking of 100, 200 years back. Just 30 years back, this was the situation which most of the people were. Now, luckily, we can afford all the latest gadgets, all the best of the best equipment. So there's so much time at the hand of a woman who plans really well and who strategizes how to run a home. Because running a home is like running one small scale industry, managing so many people. It's not easy, but it needs strategy, it needs planning, and then it needs the right execution with the right team. So I believe right now we have at least 5 hours available every single day additionally to design our life or to focus on whatever is needed.
And I think this 5 hours time, the way you have told about the 8 by 8 framework, and also about the splitting of the time and being really fully aware of the time how we utilize. I think the 5 hour period would be like a lot more for anyone to generate that secondary source of income, or any student, for any girl or for any student to start their entrepreneurial journey. So, ma'am, I would like to ask, what are the, like, you are into multiple fields of businesses, and can you share some of them, like, because of this AI, because of the equipment we have, everything is affordable now for any person, in fact, right? So can you share some of the experiences and the insights specific to, it could be real estate, or it could be stock market, or it could be anything?
Yeah. So, see, personally, I strongly believe investment is a mandatory part of our growth, right? Running a business and investing in real estate. These two, I think, are non-negotiable for any individual, for that matter. As women, we try not to get into those things thinking that, okay, our father will do it or our husband will do it, or even if we are earning enough, we still do not go into that space. I see a lot of men also nowadays, they don't have the capacity to handle it, right? But I think that should be our number one priority. Understanding the stock market, understanding the real estate, understanding how to do business. These three are non-negotiable. The field in which we are in doesn't matter actually, because I know with the latest technology which is available, anything you can easily make a lot of money if you know how to build a business, right? So the art of running a business is very, very important compared to what line of business we are in. Because if you know me, I come from dramatically different lines, right? I'm a partner in a natural birthing center. I run my own co-working space. I run a learning center for 10 plus IIMs. I'm a partner in a banquet space, right? I'm a partner in, in a real estate firm. And then I run a convention hall all on my own, right? I run a studio space on my own where people can come and shoot and do stuff. I'm also a minor partner in a hiring company, right? I'm a partner in a tech company, right? If you look at the different fields that I'm in, there is no comparison to each one of them. They're all like dramatically different. Why? Because what line you are in doesn't. What matters is, do you know how to run business? That is more important, right? Where you're investing doesn't matter. Do you understand the fundamentals of investing? Do you think you have the capability to do investing? That is what matters. Because see, I'm an investor in the Indian market, I'm invested in the US stock market, I'm an investor in real estate in across the world. It is not just in India. Why? Because the fundamentals are what is important. It is not what field we are in, right? Uh, if today, if I have to close everything down, okay, and if I start a business, I know I'll make it super successful, because it doesn't matter what business I am into, because I know the art of running a business. So I feel at the core of it, if you know how to market, if you know how to do sales, if you know how to invest money, where to invest money, if you know how to train your team, that is what matters more than anything else.
really amazing to like I've learned so much now because we think that handling one thing is itself a bigger big challenge and handling. I think you have also come from the orthodontist. I mean, you were an orthodontist before, right? Being an orthodontist and getting onto these things, I just wanted to know, ma'am, like what exactly was driving force within you that helped you come so far, and at what age have you actually started doing working on all these things? Because I think for any women or any person, they need a lot of intuition, that conviction, and the determination to forward in their life, and the self discipline basically. So may I know how, at what age you started, and what were the things that kept you moving?
So for me, right from college, I was fully aware of my finances. Okay,
Okay.
I was a person. I have a lot of self-respect. I can't ask people. I need this. I don't like asking. If my parents give me money, I'll take. I'll never go and ask. Okay, I need pocket money. I need this. I need that. No, never. Like never. Like now I'm 41. All and my entire life I've not taken one single penny from anyone. Like I don't go and ask, oh, I need this. Can you give me this? No. I was always someone who I know how to take care of things. Okay. Whatever money comes, like if they give me a pocket money, I'll manage it well. I should not go into a situation where I have to ask my parents, can you give me money? I need to pay this, I need to do that. No, I'll never do it. Okay. So for someone with so much self-respect, asking was very, very difficult. So what I used to do, whatever pocket money I used to get, I used to check out my expenses. Okay, these are all my expenses. How much can I save? How much can I save? Even if someone forgets, also, I won't go and ask. They only have to remember when
Hmm.
they had paid. That was my mentality. So I used to check out in the newspaper, Times of India paper, today gold price is this much. Today gold price is that much. You keep getting the pricing of gold and
Yeah.
silver. Okay, if I have money, I'll go purchase silver coin or gold coin. I used to do chits from a very young age.
Hmm.
Okay, 1 lakh chit I'll do. I'll save this amount of money. I'll save money and I'll do it. So I was someone like that. So
Okay.
I didn't have a choice but to manage money because of the I won't ask anyone for anything. I'll know how to do it. That was my attitude right from my childhood. So that has helped me from a very young age to manage my money on my own. So my earliest investment was into, like I said, silver and gold, right? So that time suddenly silver became double, triple. It just blasted off. This I'm talking about 15, 20 years back. Till then, no one was noticing silver, but suddenly it blasted off. So the money that I invested became double. And when I started off my practice, like I got married when I was studying. So in my second year of my college itself, I got married in my post graduation.
Mhm.
So I was running my family from a very early age. Even before I graduated from college, I was running my money. So I learned to hire staff. I learned to. I used to travel 120 kilometers every day to my work.
Wow.
So I didn't do it after I got married. It was not like, okay, I got out, married, and then do it. So what my mom did was, the moment I got married, she took off my purse. She said, no, if you need anything, you have to now ask your husband, right? No more pocket money, nothing we'll give you. You have to learn to ask your husband because she knows I don't ask her, right? I remember very well. We got married and we went to Malaysia. And I'm not used to asking, ki, oh, I need this, I need that. And my husband has been a single child, though he has a sister. He grew up as a solo child in his house because sister was raised by the grandparents.
Okay.
He didn't ask me whether you have to eat because he never knew how to take care of someone else. For 2 days, I didn't even ask, ki, I'm hungry or whatever. Right? So that was my nature. Luckily, I was getting stipend in college. That money I was putting aside and I was managing it. So out of that, I did a chit. Again, I was investing in gold. So I was able to accumulate certain amount of money, manage the finances of the house also, and all of that. So I used to plan my groceries once in a month. Even till now, that is the same habit. Only once a month I'll buy anything needed. Everything goes into it, so that you have the discipline of, oh, if you need this, I need this right now. I need this. No, it doesn't work like that. You need something, let me know. I'll write it all down. Once a month, we'll buy groceries. Once a week, vegetables and fruits. So you're not doing unnecessary expenditure, right? And you're planning everything. So our meal is planned. Our entire week meal is planned. It is not like, oh, I want to eat something today, I'll go and eat. No, right? There is a timetable that we all need to stick to, because there is a planning which goes into meal prep. There is the budget which goes into meal prep. So you don't cross those budgets. So like that, budgetary management, finance management has been my very big strength. So when I started my practice, I was seeing I was earning good amount of money, but it was not left at the end of the month. Why? Because of so much of expense which was there. So then I've started looking for what businesses can we do where there is not much expense, there's not much manpower, there's not much product requirement, because orthodontia is very, very expensive profession, right? Our lab fees itself used to be 3 to 5 lakhs. So no matter how much ever you earn, it goes into an expense, right? Until unless you're
True.
really very good and doing extraordinary work.
True.
So luckily, because of that, I learned finance management. I learned how to market ourselves, how to do sales, importance of hiring the right sales team. A lot of people try to do everything on their own. For me, I hire a team first. I hire a team and then I start a business. I hire a team, then I take up a vertical. I find a partner, only then I think of something. Otherwise, I don't do it. So that's become my habit.
Okay, okay. And I think a very well explained, ma'am. This is very much important for any person to build their strength and go far. And
And I
I
realized
remember, yeah.
because I'm not good at asking, I was the worst at sales, right?
Mm,
So my first focus was I have to master sales. If I have to run a business, that means sales has to be my mastery. I have to
mm,
learn to talk. I was very bad at communication also. Because see, someone who doesn't know how to ask is obviously, you are really
yes.
bad at communication, right? So my first skill that I started mastering was Ramchandra Garu. He's a media professional, and I started learning public speaking with him. Then after learning public speaking, I learned, oh, public speaking is not enough. I should know communication in relationships, which is very, very important. It is not enough just to know public speaking, communication in relationships, then team building. Then in Australia, I learned life coaching, where it was all about team building, business management, money management. Then I started applying it in different use cases, in different scenarios. And then I became so good at managing people and teams, influencing people, uh, being an authority figure where you say something and it is done. If you don't become an authority, right?
Yeah.
People will take you for granted. They'll want to walk all over you. Then I'm like, no, I have to establish myself as an authority. What is needed for people, all the influencers, what are they doing? Then I started researching and building those skills. So learning about communication, learning about expressing myself, telling people what to do, extracting the work from them. And if they don't do the work, being compassionately tough, taking the tough decisions, hard decisions, and sticking to them. I think all of these are soft skills which most people neglect. We
Yes.
all want to learn the hard skills, but we neglect the soft skills which give us immense power and control
That's
over people.
And I actually resonate with you so much, ma'am. I have high self-respect. I was a kid, like I'm the only child. My father used to give me money every single day. And he used to tell, manage everything in this. And I remember the days when I was in third standard, he used to give me 10 rupees per day. So 10 rupees that time was so much. In fact, how much ever I spent, not more than 3 rupees. 7 rupees I used to save. And by year end, like for my birthday, May 4th, 2003, I had 6,000 rupees in my piggy bank, 6,000 rupees. And I gave all that amount and told that we'll go to Tirupati trip. I remember still, it was very good trip. And I come from the similar background and I never ask. I earn it for myself. And if they give, I'll be like, okay, the same thing had happened with me. And same, I have actually started the chit, and I started learning stocks because I'm very much interested in that. So immediately as I joined the job at the age of 20, I started doing the chits and also the stock market and the gold part. So then I realized that selling was tough for me again, So, and I thought that self expression is very much important, as you told, and soft skills, because being a gold medalist, being a topper, having a very good academic background, but at the office, after doing all the good work, adding so much value, I was not able to express myself. And that's when that thing had started within me. And I see that I think for every person they have certain journey like yours. And so when you told about you were having, like, you were earning, but at the end of month you were not able to save, you were left with no money. So was there any tough situation, ma, during that phase that made you think about the businesses? Otherwise, life, we just get carried away by the life. So
Yeah,
any
yeah. So,
situation.
my father-in-law got cancer, Srinidhi.
Mm.
So, he was a very, very healthy person. And, like no matter how hard you work, one single disease like cancer can completely deplete you and your family, your energy, everything gets sucked out, right?
True.
And I also got into a very bad partnership at that time.
Mm.
And when I had to get rid of those partners, I had to pay a lot of money to get rid of that partnership and send them away from the business.
Mm.
So that's when I realized, trusting people, and even if you manage money, this money is not enough. One line of income is not enough,
Mm.
right? We have to do something which can put us in a very comfortable state. Like even if something grossly goes wrong, also you should not compromise on your lifestyle or your results, right? And then medicine is not the field for that.
Okay.
That's when I started looking at all the other businesses. How come someone who's so poor also is able to make so much money,
Mm.
right? Then money is not dependent on your background, right? Money is a skill. We need to think about money. Till then, I used to think money is not important. Being good to people is important. Being loving is more important. Being caring is more important. All bullshit society teaches you. But what
Yes.
actually matters is if you don't have control on money, nothing works. Absolutely nothing works. Right, that is when I realized we had a very tough family situation where when you go through, when the head of the family is not no more, you are suddenly put into a deep end with respect to your assets and all of that. So people who are not educated, people who did not even know how to speak English, whereas I and my husband were highly qualified, we were not able to speak anything compared to the cheating that is happening in the family or in this
Mhm.
real life situation.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh my God, we are doing something grossly wrong with respect to money and assets and all of that. Our focus should only be on asset building. Till then, our focus is, oh, which country I'll go to, what education I'll get in dentistry, which doctor I have worked to. That matters nothing. What matters is your real life education, your common sense, your practical education. That matters more than anything else, right? Can you even speak up? We don't speak up for ourselves. We're like, oh, it's okay, take it. Hooray, this is my money, man. How can you grab my money? How can you cheat? This is my hard-earned money, right? That conversation also was very, very difficult. To speak loud also, I used to get tears in my
Mhm.
eyes. I used to feel more emotional. I used to feel more hurt, which is not right.
Yeah.
Right? You will be taken for a ride. People will make you completely empty and still not bat an eyelid. That is the world that we are living in, cutthroat world. To
True.
wake
True.
up to that reality, to have the goodness, yet to have the toughness, to have the sensitivity, yet to draw a line. I think that was very, very difficult phase that we went through that shaped our entire outlook.
Yeah. I think everyone goes through certain specific things, like we have to get into this college or this job, and we get stuck to that situation so much, and we start absorbing others beliefs and be in that situation. I think we continue it, and we tend to be in the blaming and complaining zone for so long. And when you told about you started getting educated, like getting the right kind of knowledge from the people, like in Australia you have got into the life coaching and studying about the stocks where you were not at all involved previously. So, what were the challenges and how well did you cope up, ma'am? I really wanted to understand, because coming from the different backgrounds, for me at least, I've chosen my work where I can really look at the software, like how the trades are flowing. I still work on that. So I have learned from that and I've linked it to the real life stock marketing, which we do, with real life trading that we do. So, but for you, how was it?
It was Greek and Latin. It was like absolute Greek and Latin. I'm sitting in a session, they're talking something, and I don't even get the terminology. I'm like, what is happening? How come I'm a topper? I'm not understanding what they're talking. But the biggest advantage was I don't give up. I don't say I can't do something. So I used to take notes. Before I go to the next session, I will master it, even if it is 2 in the night, 3 in the night, 4 in the night, because most of my education I picked it up from abroad. In India, we didn't have, like, luckily, this generation, all of you are really blessed that you have all mentors available in India. For us, I used to travel charges were only like crazy. Paying those charges were unimaginable for an Indian. $5,000, $10,000 courses were like, you don't even earn that amount of money to go and pay. But that step was really needed. I was a very determined person, right? If I join a course, I have to go back and apply. I have to show the result, right?
Hmm.
So, like that, I never gave up. Um, I used to do research and study till I understand it. I'll not give up. So I used to spend a lot of time understanding and applying immediately. I learned about a stock. Like my first stock was Disney. I picked up a stock. I bought the stock. I studied the entire company's fundamentals, what movies are releasing, what is happening, what can predict. So I used to do a lot of research. So every day, 2 to 3 hours used to go into my education. Even right now, I think I spend 2 to 3 hours learning, researching, and applying.
It's amazing, because I think that's very important to learn. Otherwise, we, I've seen that, I've noticed many a times that after our college, education is stopped there. No more learning. It's just doing work, just earning. And we are not scaling up ourselves. And when you told about the mentors, I think it's we are actually lucky now, at least from last 5 6 years, that we have lots of resources and lots of mentors who are available online. We can learn the best from them. And I remember when I was stuck in a situation, because I'm a person who cannot ask, and that's how I bought my home just in 2 days. I have liquidated all my stocks, all my savings, and I paid the down payment and I got my home. And even the car, I did the same, because I didn't want to ask, because no one was like, I wanted that to be happened, but it was not happening. So I thought, okay, let me do it. And I went to the showroom all alone. I got my car. I told that guy to keep it in my parking lot. That was the situation. So when it come, then I realized that when I got into Robin Sharma's course, that was my first online course during COVID time when my son was born. 6 months maternity leave I had. I mastered doing the option trading, and then I learned this Robin Sharma's thing. So then I realized that being a mother and handling your own emotions, expectations, if we master that, when in the initial, like at the very first you told, if we handle our home, I think we can do anything. We can do lots of wonders. And in your case, when you had been traveling, you had started your marital life so soon, right? So starting that, having the kids, you have to learn, you have to also manage the business. What were the challenges that you had from your family, and how were your emotions? How were you battling with them?
So, my husband is very kiddish, okay, because we got married very young. We were not even 24 when we got married. Boys that age didn't have
Yeah, yeah,
maturity.
no.
He never used to let me study. He always used to grab my books and like, no, 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 no studies today. Let's go out. Let's do this. Let's do that. Okay, so it was like, uh, and I'm a very studious person. I'm so used to schedules and getting things done and all of that. That was not possible after marriage. So I was put in a very extreme situation where complete what do you call only musty, 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 musty. Nothing, nothing to seriously focus and do stuff. So in that situation, I still had to study. I still had to do my presentation, my dissertation, my what do you call thesis. All of that had to be done. So I started waking up earlier. Before he wakes up, I should finish all of it. After he wakes up, he won't let me do anything. So I better finish everything even before he wakes up. So I started waking up earlier to grab few hours of work done, college work done. So that way I know how to manage time even in extreme situations where even if I whole day is not available also, I know I will get this thing done. That was my biggest advantage. And my staff has been my strength. I always hired right and always delegated most of the tasks that have to be done. So these two are my strengths, where waking up early and waking up before others, sleeping after others sleep, and sleep when everyone is awake.
That is ultimate, the last one. Because I know waking up early, I used to do that when I had that infant in my hands, and the same thing had happened after I joined back from maternity leave. When my client had to work, I was put in some different role altogether, and that was the toughest client. And that guy used to tell something, it just used to enter and exit like this. I didn't know what to do. I struggled like for one week or something. I started waking up at 3 o'clock. I thought, let's get back that habit. But when you told that sleeping when everyone is awake, I think I should
No
really
one will
master
disturb
that.
you when you're sleeping.
It
Sleep
is
2 to 3
really
hours and during daytime when everyone is awake, no one will
awesome. That's really awesome. Actually, we can handle ourselves so better, right? Even the emotional aspects, or we don't get into some unnecessary things, right? In the house.
Because sleep is very, very important. No? You should
Yeah.
not compromise on your sleep. You should not compromise on your food. You should not compromise on these basics. If you compromise on this, uh, then your relationships will get affected. You will be irritated, frustrated, angry. Your emotions will be totally out of balance. So, right nutrition, right sleep are the foundations to a good relationship.
I think you are like that's the reason I always say you're my favorite because you're the gem of the gems because you handle everything so well. And I have seen many women who in the coaching when coach them, they say that time is not enough. I tell them have this, wake up a little early when everyone is sleeping. You finish off the important chunk of work so that you'll feel so relaxed. So, but I think we really
So, the
need to
common
master these
house
skills.
responsibilities and all you should do when others are awake.
Yeah, the delegation part, and
The
I think
delegation part, because they
yeah,
see you that you're working, right?
yeah,
Don't wake up early and cook food. That's stupidity.
yes,
You're waking up early, work on your finance,
yeah.
right? Like that is the biggest mistake. A woman wake up early, they start doing for the family. That early hours, keep for yourself, man. Rest of the time, anyways, you won't have for others.
And when they have to delegate, many people, even if they have the capacity to afford to get the staff and get the work, they are not that great at doing it. So can you just give some insights and suggestions for such people so that they
It's
can
a
make the
deep
best?
psychological issue that they have, Dr. Srinidhi. The society has conditioned women so much that if they are not doing cooking, right, they'll feel as though they are not a good mother. They're not a good wife. A good mother and a good wife is someone who can spend quality time with her child to help her child see the big vision. A good wife is someone who can support her husband in his financial growth, right? But we are not talking about that. We are talking about a good mother is someone who overfeeds her child. Means she has to feed the child also.
Yeah.
Means till that person bursts and vomits, then feed again. What stupidity we are telling women. And if
Yes.
they don't do that, we see them as not good mothers,
Mhm.
right? If you're not cooking a good meal, if you're not feeding your child, then you're not considered. So that guilt factor comes in. If there is one task, if someone else can do, you don't have to do it. According to me, delegate. They are such good cooks. They're such good staff who can support your kids' education. You don't have to sit and teach your child A, B, C, D. Anyone can teach A, B, C, D. Anyone can teach math and calculus. You are there to teach values to your child. You are there to give love to your spouse. You are there to understand the emotion of your spouse and to support them when it is needed. That no maid can do, that no servant can do, right? That no teacher can do to your child. They'll not be able to understand your child's emotional status and support them where it is needed, right? They can teach a subject, but that support, that love, that feeling of belongingness, only you can do that. Rest, delegate. And that's been my funda right from the beginning. So I have always had ample staff to take care of everything else. I don't sit with my child and teach him English and math, but I definitely spend quality time with my child to for him to know how to behave with his friends, for him to know how to talk to his brother, how to talk to his grandparents, how to handle his sisters, how to take care of his sisters. That no one can teach other than a mother.
So true. That's really amazing. And how, like, what were the best things you think you have learned from the mentors or your parents, ma'am? Especially, these qualities. If I think of my scenario or many women whom I'm working with, I think we pick up those values from our parents or the people whom we respect so much. So can you share about your parents a little and what values you have picked up from them, especially with respect to the financial freedom that you have gained, and also helping 40 million moms is not a small number; it's a very big
Oh,
number.
4 million, not
4
40.
million, sorry. No, yeah, 4 million, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So for me, I'm a very good observer and I learn from observation.
Okay.
I've seen that my dad is always an investor. Though he's a doctor, more than his practice, he started picking up lands,
Okay.
doing the latest trend in the industry. He does business in that. Like my dad has a prawn farm.
Okay.
Can you believe a doctor doing prawn farming in
No.
Machilipatnam? Because then the government was giving subsidies for raising farms, aquaculture. That was really good. So my father was always ahead of trends, and he used to pick up that industry. He did. He set up an industry of cable wires, making of those cable wires because there was such a huge revolution of what do you call telephone, the fiber optic fiber.
Optical fiber cables, yeah.
First, fiber optic manufacturing industry. So dad was always looking at the trends that, okay, next, this is what the public is going to need. The telephone is going to boom. So the fiber optic, those fibers are needed for us to set that up. Like that, he always used to study the trends and understand science and technology and talk to people and set up industries. That is what my dad was doing. And he was always an investor. So that is what I learned. But they didn't teach me anything. Why? Because my dad used to come late. So after I slept, he used to come home. By the time I wake up, he was always sleeping. But I used to understand based on the conversations. They never spent time with me and taught me, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I used to pick up these things. I used to learn from what they are doing. My mom is always, she's a very good communicator. She used to love people. She used to love to give to people. So her energy is very, very high. She's a very, very people's person. I was a very shy person, right? So then I thought, okay, if you have to be connected to people, you have to come out and do this. So that I understood that quality from her, but I learned from mentors because both of them never had time for us. Right. So a lot of people think, oh, if you are born into a family like this, you're very, very lucky. They are teaching you. They don't have time only, man, for me to teach me. So you should never look at, oh, my parents are here. They have not taught me. No. What can I learn? What is the best that they're able to give? Poor things, they're working so hard. No. So I don't expect anything from my parents. I don't expect them to do anything for me. I am independent. I can do it. I'm blessed that they're there in my life. And they're such positive people. They're very, very positive people. They never think bad about people. They don't talk behind back. They're always, what can we do now? What can we do now? What can we do now? That is what I picked up from them. From both my parents, there's so much to learn. And then from my mentor, Mac, I learned sales inside out of running business inside out from Mac Athram. He's my strength. Again, when I say that, not that he supported me, I learn,
Yeah.
right? Not that he pushed me. I see him. I want to be like him. I learn like that. Same with Siddharth Rajshekar. He's my digital mentor. All this marketing that he does, the marketing side of looking at things, how to present things, everything I learned from him. So these are the few people who have influenced my life to a greater extent.
Amazing, amazing, ma'am. Because I think for anyone, when you told about your parents, that they are very positive in their nature, and uh, you are blessed. You are actually grateful, because when I attend with you, we have the similar thing of practice of gratitude. I think that actually changes the way we look at the things, right? We
Yeah, so even if it's small or big thing, I love to celebrate. I celebrate wins. I feel deeply grateful.
Yeah.
And that is what multiplies. That is what comes back 100x. Our happiness is only in our perspective. Our happiness is only in our perspective. The way we look at things is what is going to make you happy or miserable.
And like knowing about your parents now and the best mentors which you had. So, can you tell me what other women can consider? Because most of them are still stuck at some place where they cannot utilize their own earnings also for their education. They feel so scared, they feel guilt if they have to invest on their education. It could be, starting up, learning sales and marketing, or it could be investing in themselves in the life coaching or any of that sort to improvise themselves. So, can you help share some of the insights where what is the best investment that any woman can do on themselves, so that it's not only a positive thing for herself, it's not growth for herself alone, but it's for the entire family?
So the best investment that a woman can ever do should be in marketing, sales, and investing. Right? That's why I talk about these three topics intensely. Why? Because if you can't present your idea to your own family, if you can't convince your own family, if you can't market your dream to your own family,
Yeah.
if you can't sell your own dream to your family, and if you can't get them to say yes to your dreams, what will you go out and do in this life? Right? It's very convenient for women to blame their kids and husband and parents and in-laws and stay in a miserable state. It's comfortable. Misery becomes comfortable after a point of time because I don't have to take any responsibility. No,
Yeah.
my only responsibility is raising kids. Usme there is no tension. No, I'm very comfortable there. Money means, oh my God, my husband will handle. Oh, my father-in-law will take care. My father will take care. I don't have to take any stress. Right? Rather, I sit and complain, oh, because of them, I can't do. They're not letting me do. I'm in a very comfortable space. Misery also becomes comfortable for women.
Yeah, yeah.
We need to step out of that trap that we are setting for ourselves. We think we are powerless. That's a lie you're telling yourself. We think we are choiceless. That is a lie you're telling yourself. If you want something, you can get it. And the best investment that you can do is in your education. It's in your education. Invest in yourself. Invest in your voice. Invest in your ability to present your ideas to your family so that you get an approval from them. If you can do that, doing business is like a cakewalk. You can get
Mhm.
and do everything in this world.
I would like to ask one personal question again. So, when you spoke about this, standing up for yourself, speaking up for yourselves, I very much resonate with these words. And especially when we share our dreams and vision with our family members, sometimes they may not be supportive enough. That's very normal thing. But I think,
It's not just for men or women,
yeah,
right? Anything that we want to do you think your family will say, oh, wow, do it, do it?
no,
They'll say, how are you going to do? Are you going to waste money? Forget about man or a woman. That is the first question we are going to get,
yeah,
right? You have to prove your capability. You have to prove that you are able to do it. If you are not able to prove it, why do you expect someone to support you? Prove your worth. Show your capability. Then also will people stop you? They won't. They'll be the first people to pat your back and push you forward.
Was there any personal situation or incident where people like family members told that just it's okay, we can just compromise on it, but you have shown them that it's possible and you had made it real?
Not one, every single step. Every single step. Like when I was saying I'll sell off my dental practice and do full time training and coaching, I want to become, like the opportunity of becoming running Buffett online school. Mary Buffett's company in India is so huge. My parents are like, "Are you mad? So many years you studied. You're a doctor. Why do you want to do it?" Everyone will say that only, no?
Yes.
So I had to bring in my mentor, Satish sir, and I told him, sir, this is what is. He was like, wow, such a big opportunity. Sir, can you please talk to my parents and convince them? He had to come and convince them and tell them, let her do. She's made for much bigger things than dentistry. She's more capable than all of this. Let her do it. They gave me a chance, but I had to prove it, no?
Yes.
Right? If you don't prove, then again you'll go back into your shell. So you have to give it your all. If you want something, no, give it your all. See only success. The problem is we doubt ourselves and we expect others to support us.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. And in fact, the first things which we also think of would be failure or what if situations. I hear
You yourself don't support you and you expect someone else to support you.
yeah,
Not possible. See success, live success, breathe success, visualize success, give it your all. Who will stop you, man? There's no one who can stop you in this world.
that's true. I think investing on self is absolutely needed, and I see the difference within me. When I was a college student, having lots of savings, having earning good amount of money in the job and having lots of savings, investing in different things and buying things on my own, but still only after investing in the mentors and learning and being in that energy, practicing certain specific things that helped me reach to a place that at least I'm, shooting a video. Otherwise, I was a camera shy person and I'm super introvert. I never, I used to feel shy basically, but now sitting in front of a camera and recording like more than it's more, I think 200 videos have crossed in a very short time. So I think investing on the self is very important. And when you have told, you every step is a success and every step you have proven that it's possible. And when you have told that, are there any rituals that you do on a regular basis to keep up in that energy? I know that you have, but I would still love to, because when you are teaching, it's something different. But when you do it for your own self, and it's something extraordinary, right? So, can you share those?
Right? Like literally, I created the fortune tuning process only for myself.
Hmm.
And I allow the community to come in so that I do it every single day without fail.
Okay,
That
so
is
that's
actually secret.
1000% accountability.
Yeah, there is no choice. No, with a group, you have to do it. No choice. Right? So, everything that I do at Fortune Academy, it is a formula which has worked for me personally. It has given me great results. And I let the community come in so that we can amplify the results together. As simple as that. Otherwise, if I'm doing it alone, I'm doing my wealth, I'm doing it. But if that sharing, that exchange also has to happen in nature, right? I'm seeing crazy results, so I keep it a secret and I only do everything, doesn't work. You share it with more people, it will multiply, multi-fold. So the process which I've been following is called as fortune tuning. I call it as tuning into the highest energy. Anything that I need, I'll get it for sure. It's a no-brainer, right? Because of the process that I follow, which is a 10-step process where we do a self-reflective activity. We review at the beginning of the day. We strategize the entire day. We stick to the strategy and we see if there is any deviation, unnecessary task I'm doing, something which can be delegated. Am I trying to do it on my own because of some psychological issue or a fear of loss or fear or worry? Most of us overdo things because of fears. So on a daily basis, if I can analyze that and if I can keep track of my finances, then no choice. Daily small wins will create those big, massive wins.
That's true, because I think we have to be really in that environment and in the zone where we can tune our mind every single day. We have to feed our brain like how we feed our tummy. We always think about having healthy food, but when it comes to investing on our own education, like feeding our own mind, tuning our own mind, I think we still lack that. not many people are still into it, and I think we really need to encourage and support such people. And fortune tuning had been really like wonderful experience. And when I would like to ask one another, when you talk about the finance tracking, expense tracker, which we do every single day, the finance review every day. So I remember the words which you told, and which are with me. So from that day onwards, I started being more sincere towards my finances. After that, I think I've saved. I was spending so much for not for me, distribution. I shared with you previously. I distributed. So then I realized and had made 60% of the savings in a month. So after 2 years of that habit of overspending or giving it, not for myself but everyone around. So it was 60%. So I understood that when we start reviewing our finance, when you told me that we will understand where exactly we are putting that money, our energy, and our time. I think we'll get everything from the tracker. And can you explain a little more so that women who really want to start it off, or any person who want to start it off, can build so much assets, not only assets, wealth, but a legacy? Because I really love the word legacy and the freedom.
Yeah, so Srinidhi, I feel we are born and the work that we are doing is an expression of our soul, right? I'm a soul at the end of the day who wants to create beauty around me, right? Let it be in my construction company, where I design a wall, to creating an art piece, to molding my kids' nature, their mentality, guiding them in that right direction, to having those beautiful moments with my spouse, to, life is so beautiful. For me, uh, I'm I'm a soul who's come here to experience and um, live the beauty of life. That's what life is. Okay. If I'm going out and working, it is to live these moments. That work also that I do is an expression. It's an artwork that I'm creating. I'm creating my art with every thought. Every action that I do is like an art that we are creating, right? We are creating life at the end of the day. So if I'm not cherishing and enjoying the process, if I'm doing something at the cost of other thing, if I'm compromising on my values, on my integrity, on my integrity, and if I'm compromising something, if there is a disturbance in my energy, is it even worth living? No, right? It is not. So for me, if I'm making money, I'm spending time and my energy, right? Why am I making this money? So that I can give my family what they need. Like my son right now is on a 7-country tour. Yes, for me, freedom and money is nothing but my mom wanted to go on a tour. She was just having a conversation with me. And I'm like, why don't you go? She's like, oh, I can't walk. It's very costly. Your dad is not available. I said, it's okay. I'll send my son with you. And she was like, uh, who will come with me? I'm like, Praman will come with you. I'll send Praman with you. Like, will I and he manage? Why not? You can easily manage. And my mom and my older one are on a 7-country tour right now, right? What is money all about? It is to be able to give these experiences to our family. Again, this is not my earning. This is, I've invested certain portion of money. The outcome of it, right now, I have the freedom to spend that, but not at the cost of I'm working very hard. All of this money I'm spending. No, I've worked very hard. I built assets which can fund these luxuries in life. That is what money is for. So I don't go to a workplace where I have to compromise. I got a very, very powerful opportunity. But every single minute of mine is not mine. I'm answerable to someone. I don't want to take up that opportunity, even if I'm going to make 20, 30 lakhs. I said no to it because I had to compromise on my voice. I couldn't express myself. I had to compromise just to please people around me. I don't want to lead a life like that. So for me, when I'm doing my finance tracking, my expense tracking sheet helps me take those decisions. I'm spending this amount of time. Did I make money out of it? I'm spending my energy here. Is it making me feel more good? Is it adding more value to my life? Right? So for me, money or energy or time, these three are very, very precious. Right? If anything compromises on this, then something is off. My value system is getting compromised over there. So that helps me take the decision whether I should take it up or no. If it's a no, if any of this is getting compromised, it's a no. Right? So that's how I take the decisions based on the expense tracker. We just do expenses only to see how much money I have saved, where I'm investing. No, it is a bigger expression of life. The bigger expression of life is all of these precious moments, right? In 1 second, I could buy iPhone 15 for my son in one moment's decision. I told him only one thing: I can afford it, but Nana, do you deserve it? Okay, if you have to be able to deserve it, there are certain habits which are needed. There are certain hygiene habits you need to practice. There's certain food habits that you need to practice. Okay, just because I can afford it, I start eating pizzas every day. Oh, I love it. I'll eat it. I'm screwing my life up. Right? Just because I can afford maids and staff and all of that, if I don't know how to fold my clothes or put things in order around me, I'm screwing myself up. I'm always dependent on someone. I'm capable of doing all of it, yet I'm delegating it is a choice. Right? So these are the things that money can buy. Right? My mom's happiness. You should see her joy. 7 on her own. Otherwise, she's always sitting and complaining, oh, dad doesn't have time at all. I'm like, if dad doesn't have time, you have time. No, you can travel. No. But how? It's okay. My son will come with you to take those decisions in that moment. Right? That is what money is all about.
Yeah, I think that's very important. And now I got more insights, and I think I'll be more sincere, even more sincere than what I'm doing till now.
But to
Because
reach to this stage, Srinidhi, there were a lot of compromises that I had to do, right? Because I had to build assets first, right? If I'm Let me explain to you how I built my assets. Okay, so you'll understand. Now that asset is giving me a return because of which I'm able to afford luxury. A lot of people earn and spend on luxury, which is wrong. You have to build assets first. The asset should pay for your luxuries, right? So when I was building my assets, I was very, very sincerely paying my taxes. Okay, why? Because if you're not paying your taxes, you will not get loans. If you won't get a loan, if you don't take a loan, you'll be in the same place. So my income is 1 crore. Government is giving me the opportunity to take a loan, which is 4 times of my income.
okay.
Provided I'm paying a tax.
Hmm.
What people do, they want to avoid paying taxes. They want to avoid showing income earned. So they don't pay tax. CAs and all the accountants also, they tell you, oh, it's okay, don't pay tax. They all try to reduce your tax component. I used to pay extra tax. I got extra loan because of that. Because of which I could buy an asset. If I'm able to buy an asset, okay, this much loan I'm getting. So I have to increase my income to be able to pay that loan. You don't build wealth without taking loans. You don't build wealth without paying taxes. And that is where the entire game is.
This is some new perspective for me because in the recent days I have been studying about taking loan and buying a home is like a trap. I have read it in various places.
It's so
But
wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Without taking a loan, how will you? So I have 1 crore rupees in my bank account. I'll go and buy 1 crore property. Have I increased my asset value? No. I have 1 crore rupee with me. That means bank will give me 5 crore loan. What is my asset value right now?
has increased definitely.
In one decision, my asset value increased. Otherwise, I would have been taken a 1 crore house and stuck with to that house.
Correct.
Now I am taking a 6 crore house. My asset value has increased. but my liability also has increased. So what should I do to be able to pay the EMI? What income should I earn? That's how my multiple sources of income started, no?
Yeah. Mm.
Okay, so this income should be taken care by either a business or an asset. So I have to increase my capacity to earn, to be able to afford that asset so that I can pay off that loan. 4 to 5 years, it becomes so tough. So tough, I can't tell you. But in 4 to 5 years, that asset has become double. My income has increased multifold. Now, if I sell that asset and pay off that loan, my income has already increased. Plus, the sale money is excess. I can buy another property.
True. True.
So it's a game of wealth. It is a real life cash flow game.
Yeah. I remember reading the book Cash Flow Quadrant, and I try to learn things from there. I think
I've lived
when
it.
in fact, yeah.
I've been living it. I've been teaching it. But I need people to be able to apply it. They're playing with small chotu game. How can I help?
Yeah. So when you told about taking the loan, because loan everyone will be scared, and it becomes a liability, but it also can be made the best asset for you to generate a side like secondary source of income, right? So like we have bullion like the gold or silver where you have invested in the very beginning, and you have invested in the real estate and also the stocks. Can you help our audience how to actually balance those in generating, even compromising 2 3 years for the financial freedom is definitely okay. Taking that risk is worth, actually, if not 2 3 years, at least 5 10 years, because instead of getting stuck to the same situation and draining off so much, I think doing like changing that direction is very much important. And can you just explain us the best way of splitting the money across these areas: bullion, traditional way of investing, and the stocks?
So, see, the biggest advantage of bullion is it's safe. I would only go with gold right now. Okay. So, mandatory every month, a portion of my income goes into gold. Uh, because when something goes off, gold is the one which can protect you. And in minutes, you can dilute it. It's like liquid cash, right? Second is stock. In stock market, a no-brainer investment is the overall stock market itself, like the Nifty or the ETF of the entire index. Investing in index funds is non-negotiable. US stock indexing, index funds of the US stock, Indian stock, the best of the best markets in the index, you have to invest. That is a non-negotiable part. Luckily, in India, dividend stocks are very, very good. Third comes the dividend stock investing, which is again a non-negotiable part of it. All of this is investing, provided you have a business. Okay. Just from doing a job, don't start investing. Invest in yourself first. Invest in building a business. Invest in creating a second line of income, because that is the one which gives you the highest income. Okay. Your first focus should be on creating a second line of income. Your investment should be on creating a second line of income. Whatever money is coming from the second line of income, invest in all of these asset classes. After your marketing expense, don't forget your marketing expense. But if you're doing before that, then you're sabotaging your wealth growing process, because business has a capacity to double and triple compared to any other stock or gold, bullion. All of that is secondary, tertiary. It is only you who can 5x or 10x in the least amount of time, right? So the top priority is creating a second line of income. Then ETF funds of the overall index, then gold, then it is dividend funds, then the passive income from all of this, accumulate it, take it to, like, few of my students have reached more than 1 crore corpus by accumulating 1 crore corpus. Then go into real estate. Put it into real estate. Get that returns from the real estate, because real estate, you're taking a loan. You have 1 crore, you're taking a 5 crore loan, building an asset value. That is the fastest way to grow your asset. Stock market also will not give you that kind of asset, because no one taking more and putting in stock market is foolishness, right? Invest in a property, build a business around that property, make it into a passive business and leave it.
I think this is very much eye-opening for me as well because, when we have a discussion at home, I am a person who wants to save and reinvest the money because loans can be taken care of even if we invest in some properties or something. But there comes the conflict, between the wife and husband. And I think that's where we need to be educated. That is one another aspect, closing of the loans or reinvesting and repurposing that money and building the assets. And
Real estate, that is a big advantage. We compare stock market and real estate, right? And we tell, yeah, real estate mein growth is only this much. Stock market, it was so much growth.
True.
Will you take a loan for stock market?
Mm.
It would be a criminal thing to do that.
Yeah, I see
But
that.
for real estate, you will get loan. Overnight, your asset value will change if you have the income coming in.
Nice. It was really very good. I would like to ask one question, ma'am, because now we have spoken so much about, the personal things, emotional, financial, how to grow intellectually. But, you have to be really grounded to reach this level of consciousness and to have that strong grit within you. So, are there any spiritual practices apart from the fortune tuning that you do? Any spiritual guru that you have, whom you have, or who helped you understand? Because when I any people, I think most of the people have certain specific myths that they get scared of the god, or they it's kind of bribing, or sometimes they say that life is all about the rules. Definitely it's about all the rules that I learned in NLP, but creating that in a way that we actually feel that bliss within us is what matters, is I realized, thankfully, because of all the mentors who I have come across. So, is there any such practice or a spiritual guidance that you get often to stay that aligned and focused and, in fact, like a powerhouse?
So it's Vipassana, because in Vipassana we practice metta with nothing but gratitude. And in Vipassana, there is no drama that you have to do. Just focus on your breath, focus on your sensation. That's it, right? Once you start doing these practices, no, you go very deep and you start channelizing, right? Silence is guided. Okay. God is also I feel God is my manager, right? There are different entities, spiritual entities who are there, all here to support you for your growth. But the final entity who's the most powerful is you. You have to activate that person within you. Don't give away the power to God also. Don't give away the power to mentor also. Trust you, right? Trust in your ability to be guided in the right direction. I say God is my manager, right? Whatever happens, it is for our best. If there's something going wrong also, live it. Because we don't know the bigger picture. The bigger picture, it's rigged in our favor. It is, the universe is rigged in our favor if you have the right attitude. If you think, oh my God, I'm going through so much shit, man, why me and all? No use. Say, try me. Try me. Bring it on. What can you give? There is nothing that I can't handle. I just have to learn and I'll do it better next time. Don't take life too seriously as though you're doing some words there will do mistakes. It's okay for me to do mistakes. I have the permission to do mistakes. I won't repeat the mistake next time. It's okay for me to fail. I'll fail fast. I'll fail forward. Right? I have failed so much. I can't even tell you, Srinidhi. I'm not scared of failure only. What is the big deal? What will happen? Other than the drama that I create, who no one even know how many times I'll fail. I have to go and tell. No, for people, it is success. My
Yes,
failure is a
yes.
success for many people. Right? My life right now that I'm living is a miracle for someone. Right? So far ahead we have come in life. We just have to thank God for all the blessings. Right? And be confident. There is nothing wrong. There's nothing which can go wrong. In the end, it is only happy ending. In the end, it is only the best. That belief, if we have, no, and humility, arrogance, ego, all of this will only make you a solo person, right? It will cut you off from your connection. It will cut you off from your depth. So for me, it is all about being as humble as though I have nothing today, right? For me, in this moment, what matters is my connection to you. What I'm having, this conversation is the most precious thing for me, right? That is my wealth in this moment, right? Like that, living every moment as though it is this moment only. That's it. I'm not worried about what will happen in future. I'm not worried about what mistakes I have done in the past. Past is past, future is future. Right now, what can I do in this moment? This is what I have to do. That's it.
I think coming to this realization is very much important. But in order to reach that point, I think everyone, each one of us should have certain specific ritual every day to reach that place. So you, it's Vipassana. And I've always been thinking, I've seen the board while I was traveling to some place. I wanted to be there always, but I heard that 10 days or 15 days we should be there without speaking and all that.
Longest course was 20 days.
Wow.
20 days of silence, eating only once a day.
That's really amazing. I really wanted to try. I'm so much, I'm a big fan of all such things, and I think I'll definitely try it out. And I think that makes the most, right? The silence, the peace within, the guidance that we get from deep within, is what we really need to listen to and make the most of our life. And it was really, really, really awesome, ma'am, having this discussion. And I think I can still go on because I have so many questions. I think I've got many questions answered today, at least maybe 25%. I still have so much more. If time permits, I think I can do one more thing again, because I know that you are also into the fitness thing. You have helped many mothers, even parenting, motherhood, handling the physical well-being, along with that emotional well-being. And when you told past is past, future is future, but for a person to come to that point, to that present, intellectually, we really have to take that stand for our own self. I think we really need to get more insights about that as well from you now. I think 5 dimensions, as told in Bhagavad Gita, are covered here: physical, emotional, mental, intellectual, and spiritual. It was really amazing, ma'am.
Thank you so much for this. Such beautiful questions. When I get to talk to people like you, I only don't know where my answers come from. Honestly saying, you're just asking and it's just coming through. Okay, it's just like it's really beautiful. Thank you for such evocative questions, because I feel our biggest learning happens through questioning, right? Asking the right questions and absorbing the answers. So you have that great skill. All the very best, Srinidhi. I'm just waiting for you to bloom, because you have crazy potential. You have like crazy, unbelievable potential. I'm just waiting for you to move to Australia. And yesterday I was talking to one of my friends, and her student had moved to US and she's making $50,000 per month. I'm just waiting for you to create those results.
Absolutely, ma'am. I definitely become a good student. I'm really giving that, but I'll become that great. Thank you, ma'am.